I want to go ahead and talk about some of the things that I've done in retail arbitrage that actually lost me money. So my first couple products are probably not really my worst products, but it was definitely learning, definitely adjusting to it, and there's just some stuff I didn't really know, and I ended up losing just a little bit of money off, I believe it was my first two products because of that, and I'm gonna share that with you, so hopefully you guys don't do the same thing I did. So the first product I have, I'll put it up on screen here. It was a record player. I believe it was like 2 of them, and I ended up technically, after selling it in the fees, I profited like $1. But with the like shipping and the boxes, I lost money off of it. And this is just because when I bought them, I was supposed to be making like 20 bucks. Well, then because of how heavy they were, I ended up needing to ship them out myself. And then because of that, I ended up lost money because the price on them had dropped on Amazon. So I wasn't gonna be making $20 profit. If I would have shipped it into Amazon itself and through FBA and through that, I would have lost money straight that way. So I shipped them out myself and I made like $1, but I paid more than that for like the box and the packing supplies and things. So it wasn't great, but it was a learning experience, and net loss was only maybe $1 or so it wasn't that bad. The other thing I lost money on right away was I bought this woodwick candle that I was supposed to be making like 20 bucks on. It was supposed to double the profit. Well, again, price dropped and I couldn't sell it for that much. I ended up again profiting as like 73 cents or something like that off of the sale for it. But the reason why I lost money was because I shipped it out myself because I didn't trust sending it into Amazon because it was glass on the outside. It wasn't in a box or anything, so I wanted to package it up and ship it myself so I knew it wouldn't get broken. But in order to do that, I had to buy extra bubble wrap and extra packaging and stuff, and because of that, I ended up net losing about $1 or $2. So that's something to take into consideration if it's glass, and if you don't want to send it into Amazon, you make sure that you're gonna want to include that in your shipping costs, as you're gonna want to protect it somehow. So it's definitely a learning curve. If I would go back and do it again, I probably still would have bought them, because at the time that I bought them, it was a good buy. Like, I was supposed to make 20 bucks off of each of them essentially, and the price fell a lot and I didn't end up making it. If I would have held on to them for a little while longer, maybe I could have actually sold it and made a decent profit out of it. I'm not sure, but now that I've sold some more stuff, I know that now, and now it's just a little bit different. Like, I actually have a few products right now that if I sold them, I'd be selling at a loss, so I'm just kind of holding on to them, waiting for that price to go back up. The next product that I lost money on was a few weeks later. I found this Xbox One power charging station thing. I ended up losing $1.30 off of the sale, off of both of them, not including like the cost of shipping in. Granted, they were worth other products, so it was minuscule, but still, it was like $2 a piece. I lost money off of them, and one of them actually got returned as defective, and so I just lost out straight on like 20 bucks right there on the cost of it and everything. So I lost a little bit of money with those, but it's still a learning experience, and now I know a little bit more about that situation, about how things get returned. Essentially, they just refund you their fees that they take out of the sale, and then they take back the sale that they gave you, obviously. So it's kind of works out, but I still ended up losing money for it because I lost a product, and when I bought it, I think it was between $5 and $15 for that product that I spent just to buy it, and I ended up just getting nothing out of it. I've had a couple other things that have been returned and I had to give a refund for. I'm actually currently waiting on them still to be shipped back to Amazon, so it's not like fully overdone yet. One of them was a Harry Potter DVD set that I had got, and another one was I think it was 2 rolls of the yarn, which isn't a big deal. It's like 64 cents is what I paid for each of those, so it's not a big deal. After selling one of them, I made my profit back off of that one refund. So not a big deal on that. Harry Potter was a little bit bigger of a deal because it cost me like, I think it was $30 to buy that CD set. So that kind of sucks. I lost out on 30 bucks there, but I'm gonna end up having it shipped back to me, and I'm gonna inspect it and see if I can't just ship it back in and resell it, or if there's something wrong with it. It didn't really list a reason as to why it was returned. It just said that the seller returned it. I'm gonna end up see, and hopefully I can just turn around, send it right back in and resell it, but we'll see. That's yet to be seen. The other thing I would do differently is I bought quite a bit of books through Amazon just to sell them, because they had a ridiculous profit margin, which is great when you look at it, but the thing is, they sell pretty slowly. This is probably a month and a half, 2 months ago, and I still haven't sold all the books. They've just been kind of sitting there, a few of them, and some of them I have to wait for the price to go back up, because if I sold them, I'd be losing money off of it. So I've spent probably close to $800 worth of books, and I've made almost all of that back. I'm down like $100 off of books still, so maybe a little under 100 now because I think I sold a book today. But because of that, I probably wouldn't spend so much on books right away. It is a good investment, but it takes a little bit longer because they're books and they don't sell as often. A lot of the other stuff that I buy, it's a lot lower on the sales ranking, so they sell a lot faster, but the books just kind of don't sell that often, and they sell a lot in season. So like this is a spring semester is going to be coming up, so that's why I actually was able to sell quite a few of mine pretty quickly. But now that's kind of already started, and not a lot of people are buying books anymore, so they may sit there until next like August, which kind of sucks. But so all in all, for total like Amazon costs and everything, I spent on just Amazon alone $738 on Amazon stuff alone. All right, and then so for Amazon, I spent a total of $782 of my own money, like out of my pocket on Amazon. That's just like the products to buy it and the subscription and things. And then for also, I've had to pay like Amazon fees and the Amazon shipping, but that comes out of the profit of the things that I've already sold, so that doesn't come directly out of my pocket. But for total fees, I've paid like $655 of my profit has gone towards fees, and another $515 of my profit has gone towards shipping expenses for shipping it to Amazon FBA and Amazon FBA shipping it out. It's pretty minuscule really when everything considered, because like for one product for shipping, I normally pay between $1 to $3 for them shipping out to Amazon FBA, and then normally I send it in like a box of things together, so I'm only paying at most like $1 or $2 on shipping, so like it's $5. So at most. And most everything I'm profiting a lot more than $5, and things that I'm not, I'm making sure to send a bunch of them together. But after all the fees and everything, total profit that I've taken back out of Amazon actually turns out to be $601 since I started this in October. And then I spent a total of $782 total out of my own pocket, so that's a net return and ROI of about 77%, which is pretty good, honestly. Since October, I got 77% return. That's really actually pretty good. And that's just Amazon, that's not including eBay. For eBay, I spent out of pocket about $256 on products and things to turn around and sell. And then I've actually profited $293 worth of stuff. So it's just a little over 100% ROI, which is absolutely amazing. And that's after fees and shipping. So my total cost for both Amazon and eBay together is right under $1,040. And then my total profit after shipping, fees, and expenses is just over $895. That brings it to an ROI of about 86% for both Amazon and eBay together. That's really pretty good, especially considering I started in October. So as you can see, just because I lost money on some of my products and I had some of them returned, that doesn't mean that I'm losing money overall. It's still a great investment, and this is why I'm doing this instead of like throwing all my money into the stock market. I could have easily thrown all that into like an ETF and made 6% a year, but instead I turned it into like 86% in a couple of months. It's really pretty good. That's why I'm pretty much at this point, I'm throwing everything I have into this retail arbitrage business because it has the best ROI for myself for the time being. This, however, does not include any of the money that I have spent towards inventory that I have yet to sell, like some of those books that I mentioned. I have another $167 worth of inventory that I have not sold. Like I paid $167 worth towards it. So still, after taking that out, it's still over $700 in profit after including that into it. So it's still definitely worth it. So all in all, yeah, you're gonna have some losses, but the profit's gonna make up for it. Like there's a really good saying that I like, and it's basically you try something, you fail at it, you repeat it. And you gotta always learn from your mistakes. And that's how you succeed. Try, fail, learn, repeat. Try, fail, learn, repeat, and eventually you'll succeed. And it's like, just like these, like I'm not in the business of every single thing I buy has to make a profit. Like that's the goal, but there's going to be things that get returned, that get refunds that I'm gonna take a loss on, and that's okay because all in all, I'm making more money than I'm losing. I mean, that's what you gotta do. Everyone's gonna have losses, just like the stock market. You invest some money, sometimes it's gonna go up, sometimes it's gonna go down, but overall you wanna have that net positive. And I used to invest in the stock market quite a bit. I'm currently not doing that so heavily because the stock market stressed me out more. I was more worried about it, and I felt like everything was more up to chance. I feel like I have a little bit more control. I may or may not, but I feel like I know this a lot better, and I'm doing a lot better at it. I'm getting a almost 80% return in just a couple of months, which is near impossible to beat in the stock market. Like, yes, it's possible, but for me, this is my best way of going about it, and I'm making quite a decent amount of money at it right now, and I'm gonna keep doing it, and I'll keep you guys updated and let you guys follow along with me. So thanks for watching.